abuse is a sense of masculinity-based gender hierarchy and sexual entitlement. In simpler terms, that men believe they are entitled to sexually abuse and rape women because they are the superior sex. Now, at first I thought how horrible that was, that for women in South Africa, we looked upon in that way as nothing more than sex objects to be used at the whim of any man who decided that he wanted her. It then occurred to me that that is exactly the way women are portrayed in this country and in most other places in the world. I was reminded of an incident that occurred in one of my appointments. I was driving two boys home. One was age 12 and one was age 13, just entering business. And after a church event. And as I was driving, they were listening to the latest gangster rap on their MP3 players. And one of the boys announced to the other one that his lifelong goal was to be a pimp. So I looked at it in my rearview mirror and I said, hey, that's a great idea. And the first person you can pimp is your little sister to your friend. So that look on his face turned from one of cheerful blame to one of concern and care. And after I dropped the other boy home, I drove him home. Before he got out of the van, he says, Major, I don't think I want to be a pimp. And then it occurred to me that this was the first time this little boy, 13 years old, realized that the women in those rap songs and those music videos that glamorize this gangster pimp image, that for the first time he realized that those women in those videos was somebody's sister, and somebody's cousin, and somebody's aunt, and somebody's mother. That they weren't just sex objects, that they were persons of worth, just like his little sister. But it's not, just a gangster rap that dehumanizes women and as mere sex objects. It's not just the X-rated movies. It's not just the girly magazines that are open for every little boy to see. It's not just the MTV videos. It's the mass media in general. It's the movie industry. It's the primetime television shows. It's the television commercials. It's the newspaper ads. It's the magazine ads. Sex sells. And women are usually the sex objects that are used mostly. So what does this teach our young boys who are entering puberty and are so fascinated with the female body? The answer is pretty obvious. It teaches them that while rape may not be acceptable yet, boys around the world are being taught that women and girls are merely sex objects and that it's okay to buy and sell them for sexual gratification. Now, the reason I brought this up today in our devotions is because my wife informed me that the theme for today's devotions is the girl child. So it may seem pretty strange that I've spent all this time talking about the plight of the boy child. But the reason is this: as long as the boy child is taught that it's acceptable to exploit women for sexual gratification, then the girl child is in danger. The boys in this world will soon become men. Men who become the purveyors and the consumers and the users of women and girls trapped in the sex trade. So what can be done about this curse that affects the girls and boys of this world? Praise God, we're Christians. The Bible gives us the answer, and it was our text for this morning. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn from it. We must teach the boy child the proper way to view women for the sake of the girl child. Now, in most cultures around the world, it's expected that the male, the man, the father, would be responsible for the training of a son. I'm sorry to say that we as men have done a very poor job. And then around the world, we see more and more the influence of Western society and the influence of the idea of the disappearance of the father from the home. In this twisted, sin-sick world, more and more boys are being left on their own in their search for the meaning of manhood. And most of them accept what is touted by the mass media, that women are merely objects meant for sexual gratification. Now, I'm sure you would agree with me that this cycle of sexual exploitation has got to be stopped for the sake of the girl child and the boy child. Yet even in the church, there's a serious lack of teaching directed towards boys regarding respect for women. This cannot continue. God gives us in His Word the answer to this problem. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not turn from it. And that is our devotional thought for this morning. In Word, what can we do? What can we do indeed? I'm going to call upon every person in this room, male and female, that within your sphere of influence, that you impress upon the parents that you know, fathers, and if fathers aren't doing it, mothers, maybe especially mothers, to train their sons for the sake of their daughters, and urge your pastors and church leaders to develop programs that teach boys to view women and girls as persons of worth. And let us do all we can do to train the boy child to respect women for the sake of the girl child. I do hope you carry this thought with you, not only throughout the day,